Hello and salam and welcome to another episode of Society Girl Saves the World, and we're going to be discussing a film from way back in 1976 today, a film that gained a certain amount of notoriety in its time. The film is called Pindi Wal. It was released in 1976, produced by Manzoor Hussain and Fakir Jamil, and it had a screenplay by Iqbal Kashmiri. The score was by Amir Ali Naz, and the music was by Kamal Ahmad. Photography by Salim Bhatt. The dialogues by Rashid Sajid, and the editing by Khalid Parvez, and the rather excellent dances were by Akbar Samrat. The cast of the film is headed by Sultan Rahi in and as Pindi Wal, along with Neelo, Adeeb, Mustafa Qureshi, Bahar, Anita, Parveen Boby, Aurangzeb, Saiqa, Rangeela, Naureen, Shahnawaz, and Adeeb. The director was Zahoor Hussain, making his debut. Pindi Wal is one of those films spoken of in hushed tones back in the day, and though every video shop usually had more than one copy, they were typically handed over to customers in a brown paper bag. I recall Billy of famous video in Tooting chuckling away, nudge nudge wink wink style, as he handed it over rather sheepishly. He was well acquainted with my fetish for sleaze. The film was made in the permissive 70s, when Punjabi movies challenged the censor code and frequently escaped the easily bribed censors with some heavy-duty smut and gore. Sultan Rahi stars in the title role in an as Pindi Wal, and a powerhouse star cast supports him. Neelo, who had previously retired from movies, but the untimely death of Riaz Shahid, her renowned producer-director husband, had forced her back to the studios to support her family. The film also stars Mustafa Qureshi, Bahar, Parveen Boby, Anita, Naureen, and especially Chakori to provide the saucy pyrotechnics. However, the real find of the movie is a fabulously sleazy tart who performs a breathtaking number to Nahid Akhtar's sizzling song Kadle. Translated in English to "Take it out, take it out, take it out. What you have inserted, take it out." This song was originally from the film Ajda Badmash, but spliced into Pindi Wal for a little extra oomph. We have yet to discover the name of that extremely talented young dancer in years of trying, but it shouldn't be long now that we have some knowledgeable contacts here and there who might be able to shed light on who she was. Pindi Wal was not initially banned as suggested, but enjoyed a decent run in theatres for a couple of weeks, with or without the Kadle factor. Kadle, the song, is the primary reason that the censor never renewed Ajda Badmash's censored certificate. Likewise, the infamous Tota was spliced in by shady distributors and cinema owners who reckoned that such tactics would boost their take. Pindi Wal has its moments. There is a kinetic energy to some of the opening scenes. The stark black and white cinematography, weird Wild West music, and odd, disorienting camera angles lend a compelling, edgy feel to proceedings. The film got into serious hot water and was denied a certificate soon enough, due to the lewd and vulgar dance numbers, of which thankfully there are plenty.
कर बस कर।
The producers then tried to compensate for the excised songs by inserting some real porn near the interval break of the film, a plan that backfired, with the film being withdrawn from screens and subsequently banned. The film ran for just a week or two before the authorities trashed it into the dungeons of sleaze, along with Malikzada, which remains one of the most sought-after films of the era and has never seen the light of day since its initial release. The action begins with Pindi Wal, Sultan Rahi, being incarcerated and convicted in court, where he proclaims never to have done a single good deed in his life. Pindi Wal's ruggedness and brawn deeply affect a bodybuilding Pehlwan with weird urges for the new fish. The oddly puny Pehlwan, played by Adeeb, arranges a job for Pindi Wal upon release at his notorious den of vice, the New Star Club. The booze doesn't stop flowing in this seedy joint, and the girls dance up some incredible heat, exhibiting a rare talent. Zeno, played by Neelo, is Pehlwan's shapely assistant who handles the supply of smuggled goods and keeps an eye on the fresh supply of meat, girls. She advises Pindi Wal that life is to enjoy, not to be bored. Clearly a woman of unsound moral grounding. Pehlwan, however, turns out to be a very mercenary character who even sells the services of his devoted assistant to the highest bidder, resulting in Neelo fleeing the club with Pindi Wal. The fugitive couple seek refuge in kindly Bahar's house, where Pindi Wal realizes that she is his long-lost mother, and the cop who is tailing him like a madman is his own younger brother. Meanwhile, Mustafa Qureshi is desperate to crack Pehlwan's underworld racket and even agrees to send his daughter on a hugely dangerous undercover assignment to infiltrate the New Star Club as a dancer. Will Pindi Wal be able to clear his name with the law and prove his framing as a young tot and reunite with his family, or will he continue to be a fugitive, not only from the police, but also from the goons that he is trying to expose? We shall not reveal a thing to spoil your fun. Sultan Rahi plays the title role with conviction, and the supporting cast is also on top form. Neelo provides a classy club dance or two, flutters her enormous eyelids and wiggles her curvaceous bum to perfection. The seasoned Bahar does well in her brief appearance, but Mustafa Qureshi deserved a meatier role than the earnest DSP. There is a mouth-watering bevy of expert club dancing babes, led by the saucy Parveen Boby and the Queen of Hearts, Anita, followed by the highly talented Naureen, Mizla, and the stunning Musarrat Shaheen. And if that wasn't enough, the breathtaking Cuddly girl raises the roof with her deliciously sleazy dance number. Then, of course, there is that famous 2-minute tota, containing as repulsive a slice of smut as one could possibly hope to find, with much jiggling flesh and a male bum bobbing up and down into the camera, and then a nude woman having a wash and powdering her privates in full view. The film producers must not have had too much confidence in the marketability of their product, considering they felt the need to include the scummy tota to get ticket buyers interested. Though most of the film is a sorry mess as far as continuity and plot are concerned, it has its plus points. There's a fabulous background music score reminiscent of Faster Pussycat Kill, and the club dances are wonderfully crude and vulgar. The film also contains some expert editing which lends it a strange psychotic energy. The songs are almost all brilliant efforts. Nahid Akhtar's toe-tapping Kadle is probably the best, but Mala's Golden Night and 420 and a sultry duet by Mala and Ahmad Rushdie are all vying for top honours. In Aankhon Mein by Mala and Ahmad Rushdie is so interestingly composed and unconventional that it could be mistaken for an O.P. Nayyar composition. Ultimately, Pindi Wal is an indispensable slice of expertly executed Lollywood sleaze. It also remains the perfect example of the subgenre known as the sexy type movie. The film will also remain memorable for the delectably tasteless tota that pops up out of the blue. No pun intended. Pindi Wal ranks as one of the most infamous and notorious films from Lollywood and a highly auspicious start to director Zahoor Hussain's career. Sadly though, mentioned in the cast, Lollywood's premier siren Chakori fails to materialize. Or it could well be that her part was chopped off by the censors, as was frequently the case when things got a little too hot and spicy for the Anita Bryant-like moral brigade. Pindi Wal may not have won any awards and certainly wasn't up for any Lux-style awards, as they weren't around in those days, but for those of you with an interest in Lollywood history, and especially the club dance kind of movies, I recommend it wholeheartedly. And that brings us to the end of another nutshell review from Society Girl Saves the World. I hope you enjoyed it and that you'll be seeking Pindi Wal out to watch as soon as possible. And with that, it's time for us to say goodbye. Stay safe in this environment if you possibly can, and try and stay sane as well. Until next time, bye-bye.